30 seconds, please introduce yourselves.
Thank you. My name is Scott Newsom. In addition to being a lecturer at UCSC, I also represent District 4 on the Santa Cruz City Council. During my next term, I will be a fighter for housing affordability, work towards solutions for homelessness, increase economic vitality, and increase investment in local infrastructure. And I'm currently endorsed by over 60 current and former elected officials, along with multiple unions and business leaders. Thank you.
Hola a todos y todas. My name is Hector Marin, community organizer and a public school educator at Harbor High School. Shout out Pirates. Gracias. I'm a community organizer and also a public school educator in the city of Santa Cruz. Day in and day out, I know the challenges that our children are going through in the classroom, and these challenges are reflective of the challenges that working families and Santa Cruzers are going through. We want to ensure that we put community first. That's our vision. I'm also a county commissioner bringing grounding experience to the role. We're endorsed by the SCI Local 521, progressive organizations, and former city council members and county supervisors. Gracias.
All right, yours. Okay, great. Let's jump right in then. Okay, so Scott, you served on the city council during a period of major debate over housing, homelessness, also public safety. What do you consider your single biggest accomplishment in office, and what is the most important thing you hope to still achieve if reelected?
Thank you. So I would say my biggest accomplishment that I would point towards was bringing forward a rent cap ordinance that protected 56 low-income residents at the St. George apartments. And I'm not sure, I think everybody remembers, but there were 56 low-income residents, many of whom were fixed-income seniors, some disabled, were facing a rent hike of 100% or more. And we were able to bring forward a rent cap ordinance that was replaced by a legal settlement that allowed for those residents to stay housed and stay in our community. And that was probably my most proud thing.
Okay, now Hector, your question is that the current city council has made a lot of decisions on housing, homelessness, city services that shape our daily life, obviously. What do you think that the incumbent has done well? And what do you think that he and the city council have gotten wrong, and what would you do differently?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question, Jody. I want it to be known for the record that my opponent has rescinded those rent caps for the St. George renters. So what we will bring within the City Council is not only permanent renter stabilizations that are fair for both the local homeowner and also the renter, we will also have development that serves the community first and foremost, and we will be a stronger voice that also protects our neighbors. We want to ensure that we also introduce much more community town halls so that we can have transparent conversations. We want to ensure that we excite our neighbors about local government. We want to energize our neighbors about local government because we want to ensure that we provide a clean, safe, and inclusive Santa Cruz for all of us. We also will bring within the City Council dais a true voice, a bilingual voice that can also represent and protect our migrant comunidades so that they can also properly be housed. Mil gracias.
And Scott, would you like to respond to that? You'll get about 30 seconds.
I do, just a very quick response. He mentioned that that rent cap ordinance was rescinded. It was rescinded and replaced by a legal settlement that did the exact same thing, carbon copy of the rent cap ordinance, and placed a rent cap on the St. George residents. Thank you.
Okay, all right, let's move on to Hector. I'll ask you the next question. So, Santa Cruz faces ongoing budget pressures with rising costs for services, limited revenue, we know this. What is your top spending priority? And what specific program, service, or area of the budget would you reduce or cut?
Thank you, Jody, for that question. The top spending priority would be to ensure that we have proper mental health services for our unhoused residents. Right now, we have a concurrent crisis where the day center services are being closed down and several homelessness services are being closed down. And that's reflective of the current budget priorities that the incumbent, that my opponent, has passed. We will ensure that we reprioritize the concerns of the budget so that we can have more transparency where taxpayer money is going to. We will also ensure that we prioritize our essential workers and our city workers so that they can also have a raise within their living wages. Right now, we have a housing crisis where the wages are not matching the current housing costs. And we want to ensure that we increase those living wages for our city workers, for our educators, for our police officers, for our firefighters, for our essential workers, and for our service workers as well. Mil gracias.
You didn't say what you cut.
I will ensure that I study the budget with the city staff, and we will also bringing the community along so that we can assess what needs to be cut and what needs to be prioritized. Gracias.
Okay, same question. You want me to repeat it? Yeah, so essentially, with the rising budget pressures and costs for services, limited new revenue, what is your top spending priority, and what specific program or service or area of the budget would you reduce in order to pay for it?
Thank you for that. So I will say I just had a budget briefing just the other day, and our revenues are up year over year. It's more than expected. So the budget is looking good. We have a balanced budget. As far as for focus on investment, I would like to focus more investment in our infrastructure, especially in our local infrastructure and our roads to make them safer, repave them, repave roads, but also make them safer for pedestrians and bicyclists, and also more investment in our coastal infrastructure. As far as for, and as part of that, I would like to also work towards creating a safer streets fund in our budget and finding ways to direct money to that. And I don't think to do that we have to cut a program or that we have to cut something out of the budget to do that. I think we can be creative. We can find a way to maybe transfer fees to it without, or development fees or something without causing any pain in the budget.
That's a magic wand, but okay. Who's first now? Hector. Okay, Hector. You're first. Okay, sorry. Scott, what is your plan for balancing economic vitality and public safety downtown?
So we need to have a, we have made progress in downtown over the last few years. 21 businesses have opened downtown in the past 15 months, which is good progress being made. We need to keep doing that. But we need to have a, create the environment for businesses to want to come there, for shoppers want to come. People want to visit our downtown as well, and foot traffic has been up 600,000 by over 600,000 over the last 2 years, from 2023 to 2025, and we need to keep working towards creating that environment and creating a clean, safe environment people want to come down and visit.
You need a question repeating?
Oh, no. All right, thank you, Jolie, for that question. We want to ensure that we reinvest within the program throughout our downtown, where we also support our local businesses. So many businesses within the downtown area have closed down. And even one gym that one of my students have went through, one of my students was expressing to me, hey, Mr. Hacker, I love going boxing downtown, but the coach is going to move the business from downtown all the way towards the Ocean Street area, mainly because the business owner himself cannot afford the downtown fees, in which is serving as such a bad inhibition for his business. We want to ensure that we bring in programs like the City of Berkeley's Downtown Business Revitalization Program, where we invest in grants for our downtown local businesses so that we can expand our local businesses and reopen them. We also want to ensure that we prioritize our budget spending on e-bike safety throughout downtown, and also repaving our infrastructure, ensuring that we have improved infrastructure, traffic calming measures, and also ensuring that we also have safer streets throughout the city of Santa Cruz.
Okay. What about the vacant storefronts? How would either of you, this was your turn first, Hector. So how would you handle the vacant storefronts? We're seeing all these vacant storefronts and the changing retail patterns. What would you do to stimulate getting more business downtown?
So I will reprioritize the budget priorities that is ongoing right now. So many downtown businesses are paying all of these fees unfairly, including a fee in treating the homelessness situation and ensuring that their streets and that their local businesses are also clean. We want to alleviate these local businesses from those funds by granting them more deferrals and also ensuring that we expand the grants program so that we can collaborate with statewide and federal programs to better fund these local businesses, not put them into further debt. Right now, we have the Catalyst, a local cultural music venue that is closing down. Not only is the Catalyst closing down, the Tea House Spa is also closing down. I've had close conversations with Alyssa Pullen, the local owner for the Tea House Spa, who has also supported our campaign, and she has expressed to me how the city is not taking initiative to better support her business. We want to reprioritize, and we want to ensure that we have an open channel of communication with our local businesses and also ensuring that we give them grants, not loans. There's a reason why so many of these downtown businesses are closing down, and it is reflective of the current failure of my opponent. And we want to ensure that we do better, because we can do better for our local businesses, and we will do better. There's a reason why 5, 6 local business owners have endorsed our campaign, including Connie Hutchinson from Jack's Burgers, amongst a myriad of local business owners, because we will fight for them and we will ensure that we advocate for our local businesses by not inviting all of these out-of-town developments and private corporations and Silicon Valley corporations into the city. We will prioritize our local businesses. Gracias.
Hold your applause until the end.
Thank you. So I'll say too, I'm endorsed by local business owners downtown, Damani Thomas from Oswald's, Karen Pearson from Pacific Cookie Company. But this is something that I've worked on with my colleagues. My colleague, Vice Mayor Kalantari Johnson and myself brought forward a package that held storefront owners who had blighted spaces downtown, held them accountable for that, to incentivize them to rent out their space. We've also streamlined the permit process, and 9 businesses have taken advantage of that program that we set up. And I will say also too that the vacant storefront rate downtown right now is in the 8% range. I'm not sure the exact, but in the 8% range, which is on par or a lot better than a lot of our downtowns and our surrounding areas. And I do want to point out that at a forum, not this forum, my opponent advocated for a tax on businesses with receipts of $1 million or more, no matter if they're profitable or not. That will result in a lot more vacant storefronts downtown. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Well, Scott, I find it ironic that you're pitting me to be the person that is not coming up with solutions when I'm actually trying, and I'm actually standing up to these Silicon Valley corporations such as GPR Ventures, who are destroying the cultural integrity of our city, whereas you have approved so much destructive development throughout downtown Santa Cruz, including the private developers in the downtown expansion plan. And not only that, you say that the downtown expansion plan and the limitation of these stories within 8 to 10 stories was your idea. It was not your effort, Scott. It was the Santa Cruz Reasonable Development Coalition grassroots organization who made that happen, who pressured you to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, just very quickly, I'm not sure what any of that had to do with supporting local businesses, but I will say that a tax on businesses that have receipts of $1 million or more will lead to more vacant storefronts downtown and is not supporting local businesses.
Let's talk a little bit about the permitting process, because we've heard a lot from local businesses about getting permits and how hard that is. Is it too hard to get a business open downtown? Is that part of the problem? And could the city council do something to fix that? I've lost track. Who's first?
I think I'm first.
Okay,
Gracias.
sorry.
Friends, right now our local businesses are hurting, and the question is referring to local businesses, correct, Jody? Permitting.
Process.
Oh, the permitting process. Okay, so I want to really briefly state that in terms of the local businesses, we will ensure that we provide grants, such as the grants of the City of Berkeley, to ensure that our local businesses are prioritized, and we will assess the gross receipts tax if they have an impact on our local businesses, and certain local businesses that are local within Santa Cruz will be exempt from this tax. We will collaborate with our local businesses to make that happen. In terms of the permitting process, We will ensure that we also cut the bureaucratic red tape for local builders. Local builders are providing so much affordable housing for our communities. They are locals who have grew up within the city of Santa Cruz. So we want to ensure that we cut that bureaucratic red tape for them by giving them access to the Affordable Housing Trust Funds. That's how we can make Santa Cruz more affordable for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you repeat real quick?
The question was about the permitting process. Like,
Can the city?
yeah, the city do something to help it make it a little bit easier for businesses to get started. We're hearing so many complaints about how hard it is and how much regulation there is in order to get a business going.
Yeah, thank you. As I said, we have done work to cut the permit process as much as we can at the city, or not as much as we can, but some. We streamline the permit process where if a business is moving in that has the same use as a past business, they do not have to apply for a use permit. We also reduced $20,000 in any permitting fees as well. And I think we can look into that a lot more deeply to reduce the permitting process at the local level. But some of the issues are at the state level, some of the red tape's at the state level, and some of the red tape is federal level as well. And those are hard, those are things that we can't control.
All right, what's one thing that residents complain and you're hearing them complain about most in your district, and how would you fix it? As you're going campaigning, what are the things, what's the thing that you're hearing most, and how are you going to fix it? And it's your turn.
Thank you. So I would say the issue that I hear the most walking around at the moment is issues with our unhoused and people not being happy with the unhoused situations, and particularly at Coral Street. I've heard that by several people that I've talked to. With that, I do like to just quickly point out that homelessness in the city is down, street homelessness is down 40% over the last 4 years. 40% over the last 2 years, which is very positive, but we need to keep working towards reducing homelessness. We also need to keep working towards increasing our shelter capacity and providing the services that are needed. Thank you.
Can you repeat the question, Joey?
Sure. The question is that what's one thing that as you're walking, you're campaigning, you're knocking on doors, what are people in District 4 saying needs to be fixed, and what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, so there are two things that District 4 is the District 4 Santa Cruzans are really critiquing and are complaining about. They're not happy with their current leadership, and that's why it's time for a positive change in the City Council.
No applause, please.
The number one thing is development that does not fit their neighborhood character.
Oh, no applause. I'm sorry. We're really going to hold the applause to the end.
We want to ensure that we protect our neighbors and that we fight for our neighbors so that we can preserve the neighborhood character of our neighborhoods throughout the city of Santa Cruz by standing up to Workbench, by standing up to these out-of-town developers, by standing up to Silicon Valley first and foremost. Another critique that I also see in this current city council is there being a lack of safety amongst e-bikes and more traffic calming measures that we need within our streets. We want to ensure that we also reinforce stricter e-bike regulations and also more traffic calming measures for our comunidades. Within Harbor High School, just 1 week ago, a student of mine who I work very, very closely with was walking to his school until a car crashed into him. When I was reading that email, I was holding my breath, hoping that he would survive, and he did, and he's in full recovery. We want to ensure that we make these streets more safer for our students, for our youth, for our children, by investing in more traffic calming measures and e-bike safety regulations.
Thank you. Okay. Sorry. Okay, should District 4, we're hearing all about housing, what kinds of housing is going downtown, should District 4 absorb more high-density housing than other districts, and why or why not?
Thank you for that question. I want to very quickly just go back and say I also agree that we need to invest more in our local infrastructure, and I'm proud to have secured over $3 million in transportation improvements in District 4. But as far as for housing in downtown, or housing in District 4, I think I think downtown is the correct spot for more density in our community. I don't think having more density along the corridors is a good plan or a better plan. I think downtown is the better spot for that, but within our community's character. So we were able to cap the heights of downtown expansion plan to 8 stories. But 6 stories, 8-story buildings along the corridors is not something that I would support. Or I don't see as being positive. And if you don't put more density downtown, you're putting more density in the corridors and in the neighborhoods.
Friends, we do need housing, but we also need the right type of housing. We want to ensure that we protect our neighborhoods first and foremost. When it comes to the question of density, my opponent is saying that he has limited the density within the downtown expansion plan from 20 stories to 8 to 10 stories. That is something that was done by local neighbors who got together, who held my opponent accountable, and they are the ones who did that work. We want to ensure that we do better for our neighborhoods, that we do better for housing, that we make these new development projects much more affordable for our youth, for our children, so that they can stay here. We want to ensure that we make them more affordable. I'm on record for saying that the Spanish-speaking population within the last survey, they have stated that their preferred stories is 4 stories, 3 to 4 stories. We want to ensure that we provide that type of housing and that we respect what the Spanish-speaking populations and what all Santa Cruzans are concurrently saying, ensuring that we have housing, but also the right type of housing. And one last note on the downtown expansion plan, there is an incentive in there that encourages housing separation, where we can have 100% luxury market rate units and lower income inclusionary units are quote unquote built somewhere else. We will ensure that we will hold these developers accountable so that they can build true affordable housing for our communities while limiting these heights. Thank you very much.
Do you want to respond to that, Scott? There's some questions there and how that's going to happen. So how that would work.
Right. I'll just quickly respond to 2 things. One, yes, lowering it to 8 stories was in response to community feedback. That's part of the job, is responding to community feedback. And I was able to work with my colleagues and staff to figure out a way to provide a option that was more attractive than the state density bonus to be able to cap the heights in downtown to 8 stories. And there's something else I want to respond to, but I cannot remember at the moment.
Okay, let's just move on because we only have a limited amount of time, and I do have some more questions. I want to ask another question about temperament and about like the kind of temperament it takes to be in public office. These are often contentious debates. It often requires a lot of collaboration across deep disagreement. So I'm wondering, Hector, it's your question first. Do you have the temperament to lead effectively in this kind of environment that we have in Santa Cruz? And can you point to a specific example where you've handled conflict, criticism, or opposition in a way that built trust or led to a better outcome?
Yeah, thank you so much, Jody. And one last question on development. Housing separation is housing separation, which is gentrification, and we want to ensure that we put the downtown expansion plan and that we put it back to the drawing board so that we can have mixed income housing, where regardless of whether you're lower income or higher income, you can be housed and be in the same building. But in regards to your question, which I'm going to get at right now, sorry about this. We want to ensure that throughout the city of Santa Cruz, that we foster a collaborative, open, transparent conversation in the way that we govern our community, in the way that we govern our district. When you are in that city council seat, you are at a seat of humility, or you are also a conduit for positive change for your constituents. We want to change the culture of City Hall to be one of positive customer service and to be one of positive public service. And you have my promise that I will be a public servant for our fellow Santa Cruzans and that we will lead with humility and generosity.
But you didn't give an example.
Oh.
But okay.
No, yeah, I got 30 seconds. I got 30 seconds according to that.
All right.
So an example in which I have helped foster, I can think of two things. I have facilitated a conversation with Councilmember Shebra Kalantari Johnson, where I have communicated and facilitated a conversation with the local tea house spa owner in her grievances of her local business being affected because of the closure of 1011 Pacific, the Catalyst building. So I have reached across the aisle and have worked with Councilmember Shebra Kalantari Johnson in that regard with respect. I've also, okay, gracias.
I do get a few extra minutes, Scott, too.
Thank you. I just wanted to real quick respond because he's talking about the separation of units. So the separation of affordable units at the current moment of what's being proposed is still in the South of Laurel neighborhood. So there's two projects I believe that he's referring to. And being able to not have all the affordable units in the one market rate project will lead to many more affordable units being built. In a project with 200 units, you'd probably get maybe 40 affordable units. Right now, we have 102 affordable unit project that's being proposed. As far as working across the aisle, I've done that a good bit on council. You need to build a relationship with your colleagues, you need to build a relationship with staff, and you need to build a relationship with your constituents. And that's through working with them and listening to them. And I've done that a good bit. I worked with community and staff, or listened to community staff, and worked with everyone to be able to lower the building heights on the downtown expansion plan. I also heard community feedback and reversed my position on the flock cameras as well.
All right. Well, now it's time for our candidates to ask each other a question. So I've asked each of you to prepare a question for the other, and I think it's Hector here first. Okay.
Let me pull up my phone, you know. Didn't bring my notebook with me. Sorry about that, guys. Doing it Gen Z style. In a time when trust in local government is low in Santa Cruz, do you believe elected officials have a responsibility to take initiative in leadership and host community town halls and district-centered open houses to bring residents directly into the local decision-making process in our city? If so, why hasn't this been done when you were in council?
We're not clapping.
I meet with constituents often. I respond to constituents often. I meet with people as I can. I'm happy to hold town hall meetings if that's what the constituents of my district want, and I'm happy to hold them regularly. Thank you.
And Scott, your question for Hector.
Sure. So over the last 4 years, you have not openly supported any 100% affordable housing projects. You have not showed up to a city council meeting to advocate for one or send in a letter, such as the Pacific Station North project that will provide 128 homes for individuals and families with extremely low and very low incomes in perpetuity. You also opposed the 100% affordable downtown library and affordable housing project that will provide 124 homes, with the majority of homes being set aside for individuals and families with extremely low and very low incomes in perpetuity. And you worked with the realtors in a paid role on the No Measure C campaign. How do these actions align with your campaign pledge to work towards an affordable Santa Cruz?
I have supported the Swift Street 100% affordable housing project that is built for educators, by educators, for Santa Cruzans, by Santa Cruzans. I have also supported several 100% affordable housing projects, such as Pacific Station North, an example of affordable housing done right. In regards to your comment of Measure C, I want it to be known for the record that Scott Newsom was previously endorsed by Santa Cruz Realtors Associations. Not only that, he is also supported by out-of-town corporate interests. We will ensure, yes sir, yeah, yes ma'am. The constituency has voted in Measure C. We will respect the decision of our constituency and ensure that these funds truly go into affordable housing. And we will support from here on out 100% affordable housing projects, which we have done so consistently, day in and day out. We will also support workforce housing for local Santa Cruzans, built by local workers. Thank you.
Scott's gonna respond in 1 minute and
Oh, thank you.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, just want to say that I have not seen you at any council meetings or read any meetings from you supporting 100% affordable housing projects that I remember. And yes, I was endorsed by the realtors in 2022, but I did not work with them on the Measure C campaign nor get on their payroll.
Yeah, of course, I would like to respond to that.
Or not that,
This question. Okay, all right. Quickly respond.
not this term.
Quickly respond.
Precisely, there's a reason why they endorsed you.
Okay. That's fair.
You're telling me about these things and you're trying to say, hey, what have I done? But you're the city council member of District 4, right? Weren't you elected in 2022 to serve the local Santa Cruzans in District 4? Wasn't that your role? Then why did you not host not one community town hall or bring our local Santa Cruzans together so that you can better represent them?
Okay,
You have not done that. Why have you sold our city out to out-of-town Silicon Valley developers?
Hector, answer that question right. Okay, all right. This is our last quick lightning round. 3 quick questions, and we're taking a break. All right, guys, just a quick answer, literally 1 or 2 word answers. Here we go. What's one, Scott, you're starting. What's one city policy you would defend even if it's unpopular? The unpopular city policy that you would defend, that you think is still good? Maybe not such a quick question.
I don't think it's a quick question. But I'll say city policy to provide, this isn't controversial, I don't think, but I'm very supportive of city policies to reduce and prevent homelessness and to increase affordable housing.
Okay. A city policy that you would, it's somewhat unpopular, but you would defend.
Yeah, it's a very complicated one. I need some time to think.
Okay.
How many times?
Come on. No.
Okay. So two things. I will ensure that we give our undocumented residents the right to vote.
Okay. Okay, should overnight camping laws, Hector, yours, should overnight camping laws be enforced more strictly, yes or no? Yours.
Oh, my,
Should overnight camping laws be enforced more strictly?
more strictly, can you repeat the question? Sorry about that.
Overnight camping laws, so be enforced more strictly.
Oh, repeat that. Sorry about that. I mean,
Overnight
yeah.
camping laws
Yeah.
be enforced more strictly.
We want to ensure that we provide compassionate support systems for our unhoused residents and to also address mental health challenges while keeping our neighbors safe.
So yes or no? Yes or no? All right, Scott, yes or no?
I would say no, I think they're being enforced as they are.
All right. Scott, favorite Santa Cruz hangout?
Hangout?
Yeah, where you go in Santa Cruz? Favorite hangout in Santa Cruz?
Westlake Park with my children.
Hector.
Favorite hangout spot? I really like to go all the way out to the Kumba Jazz Center.
All right, Cuba Jazz. All right, I think we're gonna end there. We're gonna take a break. We'll see you guys in 10 minutes for our mayoral